Yeah.
Give him the intro, Tony.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to DND404. I am your DM, Tony. And join with me today are the other three songs on the Bloodshard Bandit mixtape, starting with the beautiful, sensual, audible chocolate of a voice, Jared.
What's going on, guys? Armos checking in, and Armos's contribution to the playlist would be a song by Pitbull called Fireball.
I can't believe I didn't see that one coming.
Yep, that's a good one. Dan, what do you got?
Oh, that's great. That's great. I'm Dan. I play Minas Pebble Walker, your tiny little swarm keeper ranger. And if Minas had a favorite song in our universe, it would probably have to be, it's between two, but I'm going to dedicate this one to my mom, ABBA's Dancing Queen.
Oh my God.
And he would play it on repeat.
Oh, man.
Yes, that song is permanently in my head from Tony. When we went on a trip, and he was karaokeing it.
What about you, Drell?
Yeah, my name is Alec. I play Drell of the Ashe Borne, and Drell's contribution to the mixtape is without a doubt Back in Black by AC/DC. I and Drell both love classic rock, and AC/DC I think is up there for sure. Yeah, so if you haven't listened to it, Back in Black, it's great. What about you, Tony?
Oh, wow, thanks. I guess I'll do an NPC on there. I'll do Reginald, and I'm going to say Reginald's a bit of a Swiftie.
Oh.
And I'm going to say Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. I think that would be perfect for him.
That's a
I was
really
expecting a fingers, like something to do with fingers, but okay, you got me.
Anyway, you know plus him singing. I could totally imagine Reginald singing to that song. You know what I'm saying?
Thought it was going to be Chocolate Rain.
Oh my God. Chocolate rain. Okay. And now you know the deal. Before we do the recap, we're going to go ahead and do the rundown. And today's rundown is brought to you by Jared.
What's going on, guys? We need your help. That's right. If you guys can, leave a comment on wherever you're listening to this, but preferably on Spotify. We are count it, two away from 500 5-star ratings on Spotify. Thank you so much if you've been promoting us, giving us that love. But also, don't forget Apple Podcasts. If you guys can, we're trying to shoot for 50 reviews. If you can, leave us a 5-star reviews. Hit us up. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Love your faces.
And now you know the deal. We're going to go ahead and roll for the recap, where I roll a giant rubber foam D4 half-eaten by my bunnies, where I'm number 1, 2 is Alec, 3 is Dan, and 4 is Jared.
All right, I want you to granny it off the screen that you got right there.
I'm not going to throw it on my TV.
Okay, throw it over the TV.
I'm not going to lie.
Between the legs.
Bouncing it off the TV is what I was going to say too.
Nice.
I'll do it gingerly.
Full granny. No.
I don't know what's a granny.
Like when you're playing basketball and you have a granny shot, you take both your arms, you swing them between your legs, and you throw it up.
Have you seen my size? Do I look like someone who plays basketball on a regular basis, Jared? Last time I played basketball was in middle school.
Well, let's go.
So under God, okay, here we go.
You're throwing it. What? No, that's not a granny.
You just said through the legs. What's
No,
a granny?
No,
I cannot believe that's what you just did.
How we even for those listening, he lifted one leg and threw it underneath his leg at the wall, which was not over the TV or anything.
I just got it on the TV.
A granny shot is when you lift it between your legs, and you just launch it forward.
2 hands, back through your legs, then back the other way.
There we go.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a screenshot for sure. That's a screenshot.
Why is your wall so dirty?
I was gonna say, besides seeing how dirty your wall is.
Oh, it's Drell.
It's a Drell.
Oh, there it is. Dude, I literally still didn't see it. I thought it was part of the wall.
Don't talk about my wall, dude. All right, it's foot smudges.
Oh man, buddy. We gotta work on that.
All right, so last episode on DND404 was an absolute exploration of the Ashe Borne Mountain. Drell, Minas, and Armos ended up finally making it to Drell's home, After a super awkward car ride where Minas decided to talk to the wall and Armos not listen, upon arriving, Drell was greeted by his family and friends, where they finally were able to meet Minas and Armos. And after some teasing to the both of them, after Drell talked to Mathok, he learned that Dory's forge was no longer really in business and she wasn't doing too hot. So Drell decided to sprint over and see Aunt Dory himself. Upon arriving, he found her hunched over in her home, coughing into a rag, which he quickly deduced that she has the same disease as Drell. After talking about frost rot, Drell told Aunt Dory his plans to head north. She definitely told him that she didn't think he was ready and, it was too soon, but understood that Drell and Minas and Armos get to make their own decisions and came to terms with it. Drell decided to head back and see the rest of the group when Armos stayed behind and showed Aunt Dory a ribbon of memories of all the beasts and monsters that Drell slayed. Upon arriving back at the group, Minas was on steroids, arm wrestling with everybody there.
No, it was all natty.
And challenged Dory, where after even Armos trying to help Dory and everything, Minas rolled really high and ended up beating a poor old little lady.
Closer to her death.
Yeah, he just killed her a little bit more slowly and slightly, but after that, the gang enjoyed the night with the Ashe Borne, drank and hung out and ate and told stories and went to bed. And as we were sleeping, Minas was woken up by someone else delivering letters. Who? What? Bard, play that music.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the world of Humbrea, featuring 3 first-time adventurers and 1 very patient DM. This is D&D 404. Fellas, boyos, welcome to session 114. We pick up today's session in the middle of an icy cold night, comfortably in bed around the giant fire in Drell's home in the middle of the Ashari mountain range, inside the base of a volcano. Drell's home is a large, cavernous, hollowed out cave with lava pools, lava waterfalls that are safely behind these stone barriers. There are tents, buildings, and carved out homes into the walls with displays of giant monster skulls, weapons, and other accomplishments decorating the interior of this volcanic cavern. In the middle of the night, Minas, you were awoken by another member of the FFCS, Aoterra's replacement. And he mentioned that he came to collect the bag of letters that you were holding onto for when they had sent the replacement, and he had also informed you that he has a letter for you from Lord Baron's Divider, and he had handed that to you, and you had inquired to him if he can deliver a letter and track down somebody on your behalf with their permission. And the last thing you remember him saying is that his name was Lachlan, and he is the replacement. He looks similar to Aoterra, except he has a black pattern fur with gray spots when Aoterra had a red and white pattern fur. And that's where we're going to pick up today's session, with Minas writing his letter to send off to track somebody down. I believe you're going to send that to Miranor.
And please initial here to confirm that you consent for the FFCS on behalf of Minas to give him your location at your discretion. All right, I think I got about 26 signatures and about 10 initials with a print name and sign name at the bottom. Will that do?
Yes. So you're sending this to a Miranor?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That'll be 6 gold pieces, please.
Yeah. Here you are.
Very well. All right. Thank you so much. I will send this to him, and I will do my best to track him if he is within this plane, and I will make sure that these other letters would get delivered as well. And he takes the FFCS satchel from you, which is a bag of holding with the letters inside of it.
All right.
And of course, I have this letter for you from a Mulin, and he hands you a letter. It's the same envelope that you have been sending out, the FFCS special envelopes, where you wave it in the air and it etherealizes and it gets sent. A rare magical envelope that you've been using throughout the journey. And he hands it to you.
Well, thank you very much.
No problem, of course. I'm going to go ahead and make my way out of the cavern while everybody is still asleep. Everything's very large here, and I am quite scared. Thank you. And you see that he begins to like trot off, and for the first time, you're actually seeing like an FFCS member leave. And as he like moves and jumping over the sleeping Goliaths, you see that he like skips, jumps, and fades on that third jump.
Lachlan, what a guy. Should I read this first or get the guys? What do you think, Sid? Yeah, you're right. Armos. Armos. Armos, wake up.
Oh. What?
Hey, I got a letter from the FFCS.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I feel like we should, I'm being a little loud. But at least you decided to sleep far away from everybody. Why'd you do that?
Wait, let me see the letter.
Yeah. Let me go get Drell while you open it. And
All right.
go over to Drell. Where's Drell sleeping?
I feel like Drell is probably sleeping outside Aunt Dory's, over by her forge, just kind of hanging out all by himself. Kind of, because, when he was younger, he would, I don't know, think it was cool to sleep outside with the rest of the people, even though Aunt Dory had like her own place. So I think it was just, I think he's kind of just doing what he's doing when he was a kid. Yeah,
Menace searches for a little bit and then spots you in the distance and then runs over to you. Drell. Could you wake up for a sec?
What, Menace?
We got an important letter from the FFCS from Mulin. I think we should read it.
Okay. All right, I'll be over there in a second.
All right.
Drell kind of just rubs his eyes, and you know how everyone wakes up and you're always kind of sore and tired and stuff, and he just makes his way over to the guys before they start reading the letter.
And I'm assuming we step kind of maybe near the lava away from everybody sleeping to read it.
So you make your way to a little private area. Everyone is still sleeping, and the cavern is big enough where like you can definitely find a place for yourselves. And you open the letter, and it's a little bit lengthy, as it looks like it's filled with news. And I'll have you. What do you guys read it?
All right, Armos.
Yeah. Oh, Menace, this is to you. Hang on. Let me throw this over to you.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
You see there's a Sid with a little, like, he's like orchestrating you.
Sorry, I need to warm up my voice. Dear Menace, it has been about a month since you have ventured to the north. We expected it would take some time to hear back from you, seeing how treacherous the road is. We know with full confidence that you three are going as fast as you can with almost no breaks, traveling through the harsh nights and taking absolutely zero detours. We do not wish to cast any doubts nor shadow your thoughts, but we all agreed you would want to know about the current events. Firstly, we have safely secured a large number of dwarves from the Kingdom of Brim with your aid. They have vouched that they had seen your convoy, and you had advised them to head this way. Great thinking. Second is grim news. Cultist activity is at an all-time high, with no end in sight. The Queen of Aramor had just sanctioned a kingdom-wide lockdown, forcing neighboring towns to stop almost all trading and supply routes. Curfews within major towns have gone into effect as well. Thirdly, large red plumes acting as clouds have begun to take shape over South Trillis. We have discovered that these red dark plumes originate from City of Stratham, or as we know, the Red City. The corruption of these clouds has limited daylight to only a few hours and its shortening by day. We fear that darkness may overtake the kingdom in the coming weeks. Due to this, the monsters within Red City have become restless and started making attempts to leave city walls and roam into the wild. The queen is doing what she can to contain its city walls, but not sure how long that'll last. Lastly, we heard cultists chatter about the arrival of a second moon. Does second moon ring any bells to you guys?
No.
I got nothing.
No.
Well, anyways, he continues. We know and believe you three are doing everything you can to get back as soon as possible. Until we meet again, Nihilus and Mulin, on behalf of all of us at the Divider. That's not good. Looks like we might have some other trouble when we get back, huh?
Yep. We need to hurry this trip up.
Yeah, sounds good.
There's nothing here about Reginald?
No, they would send news if there was any progress, so...
Alright. So, things aren't looking good. And, we're stuck all the way up here.
Oh, also I met the new guy, by the way.
New guy.
Yeah, from the FFCS. Name's Lachlan.
Oh.
Yeah, took care of all the stuff for Ao's family, which was nice. And I sent a letter to Miranor as well.
Obviously, you asked about Lachlan's family, correct? Does he have a large one too?
I tried, but he left super quick. It's weird. Usually Ao would stay a little longer. You know, he was like that.
Wait, you didn't become best friends with this guy?
Well, I mean, there's a lot going on, you know. So I get it. We're working. So him and I got to go do our business. It's, chemistry's gonna be there. It's just gonna take time. That's all.
Okay, all right.
So I'm gonna put him in the friend column, and you look over Minis's shoulder, and he's added a new column for friends, just friends, for people he's a little upset at. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to bed so we can really get out of here early in the morning.
So the three of you go back to bed?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this is just kind of an update on things. We definitely need to be pretty quick with our time from this point on.
Drell, any thoughts on this letter before we go back to bed?
How long were we sleeping for?
A few hours. I would say about 4 or 5 hours. It's the dead of night.
Okay.
Probably closer to morning than anything.
I think after hearing that and hearing about the cultist activities and stuff, I think Drell goes out and checks on Mammy and starts like preparations for the travel north. He kind of feels like maybe he's regretting stopping now, because like the one thing he knew was that they were on a time crunch, and it doesn't sound like this letter is like things are getting much better with it. So he's trying to make up for that, like what he's feeling right now.
You go outside to tend to Mammy, and you see that Mammy is huddled up with the other larger mammoth that is outside as well, where the Goliaths from the neighboring clan to the north of you, their mammoth, they're like huddled together for warmth, and you see that Mammy is quite comfortable. The cave that your cave entrance kind of like overhangs a little bit, so they're definitely sheltered from the outside snowstorm. And as you gaze out into the dark winterland before you, it is snowing very heavily, and this is normal behavior for North Shores at night. And it's very cold, and you even find yourself bundling up the second you are met with that frigid frost from the outside world. And it's much more noticeable now that you came from a very warm place. You can only see about a few feet in front of you before you're met with immediate darkness and heavy snowfall. And you see that Mammy is sound asleep, and your cart has a light sheet of snow covering it, but looks well maintained. And you go ahead and you tend to Mammy and make sure that he's comfortable.
Yeah, just like preparing it.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, okay. Ooh, 25.
While investigating your cart, you notice that one of the wheels looks damaged. Normal wear and tear, not like it's been attacked or battered in any way. You notice from an inspection of the cart that going through the heavy snow, it definitely looked like it took some damage. And because you caught this now rather than traveling, you're able to fix it from the spare wood that you've gathered from one of the broken down towns in the Kingdom of Brim that you were searched through. You found some high quality lumber there, and you used some of that material to fix the carriage. And you knew from the damage of the carriage that this could have been much worse if it happened to snap while traveling.
Been there before. And yeah, just that kind of stuff. Just getting like exactly like inspecting the cart. Obviously, I'm going to fix it. Mm-hmm. And then I think after that, Drell will just head back to where he was sleeping beforehand and finish the night.
And the three of you rest for the rest of the night. This is considered a long rest. You hear that the tribe begins to wake up, and the sound of a horn alerts the three of you that it is now morning time, even though you're in this cave and you don't know if it's daylight out or not, because zero sunlight gets through outside of the entrance. You hear this morning horn go off. It's a very dull as it softly wakes you up rather than scaring you up.
But that's like something I'm used to, right?
Yes. This is how you've been woken up every day while living here.
Morning. And I, for some reason, went back to the same spot on like one of the Goliath's stomachs. And I say good morning to that Goliath.
He's petting you. He goes, "Good morning."
Huh.
I just couldn't. I was actually
This
up.
is weird.
I was actually up for a little bit earlier, but you just look so cozy. I couldn't bring myself to wake you up.
No one's ever done this to me before. I don't know how to feel about this, but I appreciate you.
And I appreciate you.
And I'm amazed you beat me in Dragon Chess last night. No one usually gets one over on me, except maybe one person.
He touches your red mohawk. He goes, "Is this natural?"
The hair? Yeah. Well, I mean not the color, but the hair is.
Oh, you got like this. You treat it. You tattooed your hair.
Yeah, let's say that. I tattooed my hair.
It looks beautiful.
Huh. Thank you. And what does he look like?
He's like he has like the same build as Drell, but he has a big bushy beard. It's very white. Looks like it's dyed white, but he also has a mohawk that's dyed gray. Very mismatched, but close enough where you think that like those look like the same colors, but he clearly had messed up. And you see that he has an eye patch on. He has a scar across one of his lips that goes like through his mustache into his beard.
I like what you're doing too. Well, hey, if you want, I'll leave you some of my beard oil and some of my hair tattooing dye.
That sounds wonderful. I would love to give that a try.
Yeah, sure. Here, I have some extra, and I just give him a little pouch.
He takes it. He goes, "You gonna come back sometime?"
Oh, definitely. Once we're done with our adventures, I'll visit as much as I can. It depends on what I have to do with my clan. I might be chieftain by then.
Oh, the chieftain. Oh, that's cool. I might try to go for the council one day myself.
Ah, nice. Again, Menace. And did I get his name last night?
Volok. And he puts his hand out to like shake it.
Volok, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, pleasure's all mine, Minis.
And as I'm walking away, I'm like, oh, Volok, what a guy.
And you meet up with your group.
Wasn't ready for that little sidebar.
As you walk over with your group.
Guys, I just met the nicest Goliath.
It wasn't Volok, was it?
What's wrong with Volok?
No, he's a great guy. Yeah, he's great, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's hit the road. And Charles keeps walking.
Okay. Cool. So is he like, do other people like him or like,
yeah, no, he's great. He's great.
Cool.
Oh, wait, you guys are talking about Volok?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I give Drell a look.
What is happening? He's cool, right?
Yeah, no, he's.
Oh, yeah.
He's cool. He's cool.
But you're saying it like there's something else.
No. He's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Menace is wavering between the friend and bestest friend column. Okay. He eventually puts him in the best friend.
You didn't like give him anything, did you?
What?
Nothing.
Wait, did he ask for money?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What?
He would. He wouldn't.
No, you're
He
good.
wouldn't.
It's fine. Either way.
Okay. It's been really weird this morning.
I mean, no, it's fine.
Get in the cart. He's really grumpy and like stomps his way into the cart.
I'm just taking notes for Volok's backstory because you three are doing wonderful.
He's just like the sketchiest guy that just like borrows stuff from people.
Okay, just little notes for myself for the future. Okay, perfect.
Either way.
And yeah, so the three of you get back together. So you're getting ready to go out. Drell, you know the car is ready to go, and Mammy was having a great night's sleep. Is there anything the three of you were doing before leaving?
I mean, I think on his way out, Menace just did general goodbyes, but he got right in the cart because he's like, oh shit, after that letter, we need to go.
Would you say after the heart to heart with Dory yesterday that throughout last night, I like said goodbye to her or whatever. So I didn't have to, cause like we were going to get out of here early, or would I have not, like, cause she knew we were leaving the next day, right? Or would she have not?
So she is up and about, and in the center of the cave, you see that she got up early specifically to say goodbye to you.
Yeah, then I'll go over and I'll say goodbye to her.
So you walk over to Andori, and she's using her greatsword as a walking stick. And she sees that you're making way for the cave, and then you catch her attention. You walk over to her as she meets you halfway. And she looks at you, and she goes, "So it looks like you're leaving to head to the Valley of Winds."
Yeah, it's something we still gotta do.
"I believe in you, and I think you're doing the right thing." And she gives you a hug.
Yeah, I hug her back.
And she looks up at you after she lets go of the hug and puts her hand under your cheek and gives you that famous cheek wriggle. And she goes, "You remind me of all the best parts of your father." And you know, and I know, that you see that she like looks to the wall of weapons hung up from retired warriors of your clan and looks back at you. This may be the last time we see each other, Drill. As you notice that she has a cloth full of black blood in her hand. "I'm so proud to be a part of your bloodline."
And I yours. And we'll see each other in the next life.
Absolutely. And remember, dragons are selfish and they'll only look out for themselves. Never trust their lies.
All right. I'll have Menace write that down.
Make sure you get a strike in from me.
Yeah, I give her a hug.
She gives you a hug. She lets go and gives you one hell of an epic, echoey predator shake.
Drell, before anyone can catch Drell shedding a tear, he turns around and starts walking towards the cart.
And you see that she's like leaning on her greatsword and has a smile on her face as she sees you walk out of the cave. As like the light, as you like eclipse the light from the cave entrance as you are now walking towards your cart. And you see that the people near the cave entrance, and they know that you were planning on leaving early already. They come to wave and cheer their goodbyes off to you. And the cheers are filled with, "Go get him! Bring back his head!" And like they're cheering, they're flexing, and they're wishing you well as the three of you are leaving the cave. And you see Menace, you notice that a lot of these Goliaths, and you can probably, you think that every person you've talked to and made somewhat of a connection to has a Sid version of themselves, either at their feet or on their shoulder, and they're waving you goodbye as well.
Sid, what's going on with that, huh?
Sid shrugs his little shoulders.
They're popping up everywhere. Man, the recruitment's going well.
You see like a general walks out with the helmet on and monocle. Big mustache made out of stones and rocks.
Sid Sr., by the way, that's who that was. Sid Sr., recruitment officer.
I'm sorry, I don't have that dog good.
We don't see him for weeks at times.
Mammy, wake up.
Okay, so the three of you are now on your way north. The three of you have been traveling a significant amount of time, that you have a good beat with Mammy and you understand how he walks. So we're going to do a bit of a time skip here. And it's going to be exactly 5 days. You will be able to do any downtime activities during these 5 days, but 2 of those days are back to back. The three of you were caught in a heavy snowstorm heading to the north, where it was almost impossible for the cart to move forward, and even Mammy was having a hard time moving forward. Also, during these 5 days, light has been very limited and seems to be getting less and less visible throughout your travel. And the 2 days that you were caught in this terrible snowstorm, where it was hailing and like it was hurting Mammy, you found the closest archway or cover from like a neighboring mountainside to park Mammy under. I'll let you guys decide if you use the house or not for protection, but you could not travel in this harsh storm.
I think, to be honest, I think we probably would have used the house. I mean, I'm just thinking like planning wise, like if we would have knew that the storm was coming or started seeing it or something, then we probably would have, because we would have done like our strategy.
Yeah.
That's like, so we could try to dig each other out, you know? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we definitely would have used the pop-up house.
Yeah.
Whenever applicable.
But since we used it, would we have gotten it back? That's, I guess, where I was asking, like, since has it been daylight?
Yes, you would have gotten the charges back, but you notice,
Okay.
So when you've gotten the charges back, now that you told me, since you used it, when you've gotten the charges back, it was not at the same time. It was when you were greeted with dawn is when the item refreshed, not when it was like morning time, because darkness has been pushing dawn back almost. And you notice this because you get 3 charges from it. And over the course of those 2 days, to give yourself a break within that 48-hour time period, and during that time, you didn't know when it was going to be over. You've used it sporadically to give you like some type of relief throughout the storm, and they work in 8-hour intervals. And that's how you notice that this item is getting charged at a different time. So during these 5 days, is there anything you would like to do involving your gear, actions you would like to take, or downtime activities you would like to do? Any preparation or anything you would like to talk about before moving forward?
I think Drell is continuing to just brew all the stuff. He's probably making some of his home brew, even though even though it doesn't really do anything, but he loves to drink it because it's what he's drank pretty much his entire life. So he is probably brewing up some of that, as well as still studying.
I'm gonna say you have created 6 brews, and I'll let you mix it up however you want, of whichever brew you want.
Okay.
So you have 6 more brews of any combination of your choosing.
So we're not going to be able to do, obviously, most normal downtime activity.
Right.
But I am wondering if they sent us with any books, like a little library of like important information from the past and the Red City and the events that have happened in the past.
That's a very good point. There are definitely books stocked there. Go ahead and give me an insight check as you're like reading the covers of these books and trying to flip through.
That is a 16.
So there is an atlas there, and the atlas does contain information about various towns and cities and places around Humbrea, but with a primary focus on South Trillis. And this book was written about 100 years ago. So it would have taken place after the events of the city of Stratham.
Yeah.
So after the Red Catastrophe, and anything after 100 years from that mark, it would not contain that information. So if any new towns have fell since that moment or have arose, it would not contain that information. And this book sticks out to you as you want to look up information about Red City, and you begin to read. You learn that the city of Stratham was the original capital of South Trillis, before the city of Aramor was the capital where the queen resides. And now a colony of various colonies of monsters and, in quote, demons now reside within the city. And since the city has fell, because the city was well fortified, it was believed that the city fell from the inside. And now, rather using the fortified castle-like walls built for war, because it also points out like how fortified the walls of this city were. It was made to protect against invasions from dragons. It has that very dark gothic architecture style to it, and it looks like it was built to defend against dragons. So like it has cover from aerial attacks, side attacks, and since it rests on a cliff's edge, just like the city of Aramor, from naval attacks. It uses its strong fortifications that was meant to keep enemies outside. It now uses those same fortifications to keep the monstrosities inside. Rather than trying to reclaim the city and lose lives to that, they now use it as a big prison for monsters that live within it. And there is a large, from what the passage says, there's a large amount of resources from the country of Aramor, from the kingdom of Aramor, dedicated to keep that city locked down at all times. And there are soldiers stationed outside of that city, keeping people out and keeping the monsters in around the clock year long.
Yeah, what I want to try and do as we're traveling and then eventually, hopefully getting back, is start doing research to gain access to information that would aid us in our journey should we go to the Red City, because it seems like we're going to need to go there. So Minas is going to be the bookworm and try and do that stuff, or maybe get Armos to help him with that, because it seems like he's finding surface level stuff. So he might eventually try and get Armos to help him with that, but we'll see how that goes later.
So with the 16, as you're looking at the map, the sketchings of it, It doesn't say how to get in or out of the city, and this information is withheld for obvious reasons to keep people from wandering in. However, you can tell that the city is also surrounded by mountains, and by the art style of the mountains to north of the city, it looks like there's a passageway of water that leads into the city, and this looks like a primary source of fresh water for the city of Stratham. And knowing your layouts of like towns and cities, that there's probably some type of sewage passageway. And you know this because many sessions back, when you had went through the kingdom of the city of Aramore's sewer system, when you were trying to get an item back to save Drell when he was stuck as rat form with Creedith, you had explored the city of Aramore's sewer system. And if their aqueducts were as elaborate as the city of Stratham's, you think you could probably navigate through there to get into the city if you were trying to sneak in. And then you continue to do your research, and I will keep that in account as you move forward. Armos, what are you doing as Drell is making brews and Minas is reading up on the city of Stratham and its lore?
Yeah, I mean, obviously doing scrolls and stuff isn't gonna... I already got level 3 ones. I can't make better ones, correct?
Not at this time. You don't have the facilities available to you to make scrolls now.
Yeah, I didn't think so. What is it? The stat point thing? Is that something we could do right now? The ability improvement?
Not over the course of 5 days, but if you wanted to dedicate your time to it, I would make a mental note of that for a future. And is there anything you would like to do with your gear?
Oh yeah, what did the wand do? I can't remember.
It is the Wand of Winter.
Oh, yes.
So, Minas, do you attune back to your flame tongue, your flame rapier?
No, I'll probably keep it for now. He wants to try it out, so.
And your other 2 items are, is that a curiosity, the boots and
The rod.
the rod, right? Okay.
Yeah, you gave me an immovable rod.
I did not give you an immovable rod. The campaign ender right there. No.
Yeah.
Okay. So the 3 of you venture on. You realize that the area is now, the north is getting much colder. It is now negative 10 degrees. You all need some type of warmth. Minas, you still have your feather working for you, and that fireplace in the car is roaring as the outside chill is making its way inside the car. Even though it's built for harsh weathers, you can tell that the car is now starting to reach its limits in some way. And then the area begins to almost flatten out as mountains surround you in the distance. The areas around you are still hilly, but much flatter than before. And as you proceed forward, there are rocky mountains that kind of block your way, but overall the land is flat. And through the haze of the snow, you see with a mountain range not too much farther behind it, you see this broken down archway. It's still mostly intact, but large pieces of rock have been like blown away or destroyed or handled in some way. But these arches are about almost 80 feet to like 90 feet tall and 70 feet wide. These are not only made for giants, but beasts larger than giants to walk through. There are no walls on either side of these arches, and on the opposite side of the arch, you can see through it, and it is nothing. It's just like the opposite side of a doorway connected by nothing. You see that it rests on an icy patch of snow, and there are cliffs and hills on either side of it. And in the deep, deep distance within the mountains, about an additional 80 feet, you see that there is a cave hole just on the other side. And you see that as this comes into view, Mammy stops almost in place. And you see that Mammy like paces left to right and the car jostles because of it. And you see that Mammy looks back to the car and the trumpet blows. It looks very concerned. It does not want to proceed forward.
Oh, it's time.
Drell pulls out his axe.
What? What are you doing?
What? Oh, yeah. You mean?
What were you gonna do?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, are we gonna, and Drell does like he totally looks like he means like chopping like Mammy's head off like in sign language, but he's talking about like letting him go. He's like, you know what I'm saying?
I think we're on the same page. You're getting your axe ready because you never know when we're gonna fight. But right now it's time to let Mammy go into the wild.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Same page.
Yeah.
All right.
And have you like kind of talked to him about this, or is this going to be like a total blindside?
No. I mentioned that if something like this were to happen, that. Well, I didn't say this specifically would happen. I just said that, like, if he had to survive on his own, could he? But did I say we might have to do this? But that is, I don't remember if I did. I'm sure maybe.
And also, how does he feel about giants? Seems like there might be a few giants up this way.
It's okay. Minus talked to him about it, so he's like fully prepared.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. I mean, if you want to use one of your spells from your spell ring, I can have you talk to the mammoth drill.
No, see, I would, but there's other spells in it, so it can't really talk to him.
Yeah, but don't you want to talk to the mammoth? You made a bond with it.
Oh, yeah, I would. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
It's already got spells. I've been, raised not to be wasteful. You got this, though, because, you've already talked to him about it, so he'll understand.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not, I was just offering because I know you like him so much. Stall. He just stands there for like 5 seconds looking at everybody. Oh, you want me to do it now? You want me to go now?
Armos goes invisible and creeps away.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. I'll go do the thing. And then it steps outside.
You step outside and you are met with a terrible, forceful gust of wind as the door slams open as it almost unhinges. Poof.
From Drell and Armos' perspective, you see the door open. He pushes it aside. He takes a big breath. And then the door slams him back inside. All right. See you in a sec. I'm going to go talk to the mammoth. He gingerly pushes it open and then lets it close behind him. Then he crunches his way up to talk to Mammy.
You see Mammy's like stepping in place and like trying to pace left and right as you see this gray mossed over arch that doesn't look like it's covered in snow in the middle of an icy patch, and it's like scared of it. Like you can tell that it's scared of it.
I can't speak with animals.
Minis!
Mammy, whoa, what's wrong?
I do not proceed to travel anymore. My tummy is getting the rumblies. I do not have a good feeling about this. Something dangerous lurks within those arches. I do not want any part of it.
You sure it's not just the next day from the ale?
No, this is... No, I have an iffy feeling about those arches and that cave, the mouth of that cave, the beast that must live inside. I can feel it staring at me.
Oh, you can, and I'm undoing the straps and the harness from the cart.
What is this about?
What?
I feel lighter. Well, now the cart's in front of me. You see, like, he steps forward out of the harness. It's like, it was behind me and connected to me, and now it's in front of me.
Yeah.
I can move. Boom, 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 boom. And the cart stays. Why?
Oh, well, I'm just taking the straps off and separating you from the cart.
Why? Is our journey come to an end? Are we resting? Are we returning home soon?
You are returning to the wild.
With you, as we agreed.
Oh, we didn't agree.
He steps closer.
To that.
Yes, you said the time has come to go to the north, and then when we reach our destination, we will frolic in the snow together.
I mean, but I'll come visit you.
But where?
Here, I'll be able to find you.
Animal handling check.
Oh no. God, I wish I had an inspiration die right now. That was a 6.
Minus is promising so many people that he's going to come back and visit. He's got a lot of people to...
Over-promising everybody.
Lies! Is it because I don't want to go to those eerie arches? I'll go forward. I'll go! And he turns around, he stops short.
No. No. It's not that. It's too dangerous for you there, Mammy.
But we're friends.
Of course we're friends.
So why are you kicking me out?
No, I'm not kicking you out. It's just where we're going, you won't be able to join. And if you come with us, I'm afraid you might be left somewhere more dangerous.
Where do I go?
Wherever you want. I mean, the tundra is your oyster.
What's an oyster?
Oh, God.
Drell turns to Armos and he's like, this is really hard to watch.
Are you watching from inside the cart window?
Oh, yeah. 1,000%.
Oh, yeah. Our heads are touched up against the glass and we're just like peering. And we
you
keep
hear what I'm saying?
wiping the snow away from the steam. You know?
Yeah, I don't even know what Mammy's saying, but I can clearly tell this is not going well.
I turn Mammy around and start bringing him to the south end of the cart. And then I motion for the guys to like come outside and like get all their stuff because we got to get going.
You see Mammy is like facing the other way and looks back at you, Menace, as both of the guys come out of the cart.
Yeah. Minus has all his stuff. He's ready to go. So he's got all his gear already on. And as Armos and Drell come out of the cart, he motions for them to like go ahead of him. And he's like, Mammy, look to the south.
He looks to the west. He has no comprehension of
that way. And I point to the south.
He looks to the south. Goes, where do I go?
Yes. Do you see the horizon where the sky meets the ground? And I'm signaling behind my back for Armos and Drell to keep walking.
Yes, it's like two distant lovers meeting for the first time after years of being apart.
Yes, of course. Beyond the horizon is your hopes and dreams. More mammoths, friends, people to play with. And I'm walking backwards slowly. Keep looking that way. And imagine yourself. Close your eyes, Mammy.
As like you're taking a few steps back, he looks over to you and he goes, because you still have a 6, so you know that he doesn't like fully believe you. You see that he looks at you and he goes, I will go where the horizon touches the ground. And then you see his trunk reaches over to you and touches where your heart would be on your chest.
No, I hug his trunk.
Goodbye, Midas. It has been a pleasure.
I'm gonna miss you.
And you.
I'm sorry we can't take you with us.
Pretty be careful. And then begins to walk south.
My knees go into the snow. No!
You definitely sink way further into the snow than intended. And like it's like up to halfway to your chest.
And when I lift my head up, Mammy is like really far away now, and I just kind of fall back for a second, looking up into the sky. Give me a second, guys. All right, I'm ready. I get up slowly.
I assume everybody has their cloaks on.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right. So if you have, it replaces any cloak you're currently wearing. So if you're wearing a cloak of any kind, it replaces that.
Damn it.
Oh, no billowing for you, Drell. I mean, you can make this one billow just with your wrists, you know, just do a little flick.
Yeah. Not the same, you know?
Yeah, I'll be honest, that didn't look as cool.
Yeah.
The other cloak had this flair about it.
You see as you put the cloak of billowing away, it looks sad. Emotionless, but still sad.
The folds have a frown.
You see the bag that it's in like flutters like just a little bit. So the three of you are now out in the harsh tundra. Cart with no woolly mammoth to pull it anymore.
All right. Well, no time to think. Let's just get going, huh?
Yeah.
Do we want to take this?
I'm invisible.
Yeah, Armors is invisible.
Are the three of you heading towards the arches?
Yes.
So the three of you begin to walk forward to the arches. And these are arches. This archway is massive. And the compact snow turns into icy snow. Much more solid as you feel yourself being elevated when you get close to the archway. It's a little bit slippery, but it's manageable to walk on. You feel that if you had to run in this area, you would be slipping. Or feel like you would have to really focus to not slip and fall. But walking is very manageable, especially with the boots that you're wearing. It's made for this type of weather. And as you stand 60 feet, 65 feet away from the arches, you're able to get a better look at it. A large chunk of it is missing, but at the top of the archway, you see that there is a divot where something would be socketed into it, a noticeable piece missing. And you would imagine that you would need this gem that you heard about to go there to activate this archway. This is what the kobolds were telling you about. The mist begins to cover the areas around you, and the three of you are side by side.
Yes.
Well, Armos is invisible, so we don't know he's next to us.
I'm behind them.
You're behind by 10 feet.
Armos, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. Want to make sure you didn't get taken by like a snow worm or something. I don't know what kind of beasts are out here. I don't know.
When you call back to Armos and then look back to the arches to confirm that he's still there, you notice that there's a figure standing in between the archway. It looks like a person.
Big
Big white pointy hat, a white beard, and a very long, marvelous, elegant, noble-looking white robe. You can't see his eyes or any facial features outside of his white beard, as the three of you are too far away. But you see that with his hat tilted down to cover his face, only revealing his beard, you see that he's holding a walking stick in front of him with both hands resting in front of him. And although he is wearing this magnificent looking robe and well decorated pointy hat, a lot of flesh is shown. Like his hands are not covered, but he has rings on. You see that there are various gems donned upon his robe and hat. He looks underdressed for the current temperature, and he stands there. You're about 60 feet away, a little too far to have a conversation with through the harsh wind sounds.
What do we do here, Drell? We just yell at him? Walk up? What's the move?
I think we just keep going and then just talk to him when we get closer.
Okay. All right. Armos, you got that?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Just follow close, and I'll...
Not too close, though.
I'll go to the edge of this divot, you said? And does it look easy to traverse through this divot in the ice?
So yes, the ice is manageable to walk on as long as like you know that you're walking on ice. You feel like if you had to hastily run, you might slip on it. A acrobatics check would need to be made if you're trying to run off it. You're not trying to. It seems slippery. Difficult terrain, if you will.
Drell, I don't know if I want to go out on the ice. We didn't hear great things about him, right?
Yeah, but from what we've heard, he's not going to just kill us right away, right? He's going to want to try to talk to us.
That's true, but I'd rather him talk to us in the snow where we can walk. What if he tries to jump us?
Well,
I'm being too paranoid. Let's just go.
Wait, that was kind of a good point. Okay. And Drell turns around and keeps walking.
And I go like 15 feet forward.
Okay. You advance 15 feet. Drell, what do you do?
I'm with Minas, stride for stride, just walking next to him.
The two of you walk 15 feet forward.
I just stop. I look at Drell. I look at the guy and I just kind of like sheepishly put my hand up and wave.
I yell, "What's your name?"
Oh God.
You see that he walks forward and he walks effortlessly, and the footsteps begin to echo as the sounds of winds calm. And you see that he gets about 15 feet away from the three of you. He goes, "My guests in the frigid north. I don't get many guests around here, especially not guests of your stature. Usually much taller, even taller than him." And he gestures towards Drell, and you see that as he talks, he's using a lot of hand movements. What brings you to the northern reaches of my home?
Oh, it's your home.
Yes, and the north is my home, and I peruse around the north, but this place seems to hold my hat very well, and I like it around here, and there's a lot of interesting things to look at and comfortable places to lay. And it has good things to eat from time to time.
Uh-huh.
Is he talking about us?
I don't know. Are you... My name's Minas. This is Drell.
Fucking no, he knows.
What are we...
I don't know, lie to him.
Why?
We don't know this guy.
Nice to meet you, I think.
It's always nice to meet guests, especially when you wander into my home, my abode. And he gestures to the emptiness around him. We can cut the formalities and get to the chase.
Uh-huh.
I believe I know why you're here, and the only reason why I'm surprised is, well, one, you've managed to come so far. Not many people make it here and survive the chill. And second, I've had guests not too long ago myself, and well, you're the second group to arrive within recent time period, and well, recent for me anyway, and I'm interested in why you're here.
What was the second group like?
It was a more of a solo venture, ambitious traveler, one who acquired such understanding of the mystic arcanum, let's call it.
Did it look like this guy? And I point to Drell.
No. Although I have seen your kind before. And you see that he tilts his head ever so slightly, Drell, and he looks at you, and you see that he's studying your face. Ashe Borne, are you not?
He knows their last name.
Well, yeah, because you fucking told him my first name.
What? How's he gonna get your last name from my first name? And now I'm not whispering.
Fuck, I don't know. Magic?
Maybe.
Yes. Ashe Borne.
I've had a run-in with your kind before in the past, no doubt, and no, it was nobody like him. It was somebody more of a oblique appearance.
Like he had great obliques, or he looked bleak?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
He looked sharp.
Sharp. Okay.
He glistened, shined in such a way I haven't seen someone shine before. I mean, could have been added to the collection easily, but he had persuaded me otherwise. He gives you a smile, and you see that he tilts his hat back, and you notice something weird about the hat. The hat moves with inside. It looks like a galaxy underneath the hat, as if like there's like a second layer under there that's like moving almost like water. It does not look like a cloth or leather type of material. You get the sense that it's a magical hat of some kind, and it looks like you're staring into like the stars at night underneath the hat, with his piercing blue eyes and white bushy brows.
Damn, that's a sick fucking jacket. Wonder where he got it from.
So, we don't mean you any harm.
Oh, I know you don't.
Also, we told you our name. Maybe common courtesy suggests you should tell us yours.
Of course. Where are my manners? My name is Itmungul. Pleasure to meet you. And he gives like a half bow towards you, and one hand gestures out very elegantly.
Nice to meet you, Itmungul. And I give Drell a side eye as I say his name.
I just look for Armos.
What is Armos doing?
Listening and keeping distance, ready to strike at any moment.
Are you invisible right now?
Oh yeah, I'm invisible. I'm listening intently. About how many feet away am I at this point? 30 feet away.
You see he takes a step closer. Interesting travel party, and well, what do we have here?
How tall is he?
5'11".
Okay, so like Armos. Maybe a little shorter, right?
Okay, first off, he's shorter, obviously.
That's why I said a little shorter,
How
right?
dare you?
He looks forward and he goes, we have a Minotaur and an Ashe Borne, and
Wow. You are the first person in all of my travels to know right away that I'm a Minotaur outside of my own race.
Damn respect.
Yeah, respect. Big time.
well, anyone who would disagree with that fact was, well, clearly is not a person worthy of your time. Although you have some interesting characteristics. And he mimics with his fingers horns, but in a goat fashion.
Talking about his mohawk.
He's mimicking your horn style with his hands above his own head.
Yeah, he dyes his mohawk. It's pretty crazy.
And then he looks between you and Drell, gazes in the distance, and you see that his piercing blue eyes have a bit of a shine to them as he stares in the direction of Armos.
And as he's using his blue eyes and staring at me, I slowly come out of invisibility, and all you see is my red eyes looking right back at him.
A fiery one. Not really welcomed in my home, but each their own to their own walk of life. So, what brings you to my home? No doubt the Valley of Winds, I take it, as he gestures to the arches and leans on his cane a little more relaxed as his arms gesture to the archway and then cross over each other.
I suppose let's get to the point. We seek the Valley of Winds.
And I could provide this passage, but why would I be inclined to do so?
Well,
His eyebrow raises as he stares at you.
because you're a nice person?
Oh, I think I'm the most wonderful being in the north. Smiles at you.
Or perhaps a barter.
Ah, barter. I love barter. The whimsical musical, an act of theater between two beings willing to trade and exchange, some willing to give their very lives in material goods just to get ahead. Fascinating bartering. I love bartering. So what do you have to barter?
I mean, all kinds of things, I think. What kind of things pique your interest? Just to save time.
Ooh. Things that you wouldn't find at your everyday general goods store. Something unique. Something that's one of a kind. Perhaps another being.
So just a bunch of gold isn't gonna do it, right?
No, I mean, if there was gold left around, I would be happy to take it, but no amount of gold could be ever enough to obtain passage to the Valley of Winds.
Yes.
You see, I have to concentrate, I have to activate it, and I have to think about where you want to go, and that requires some thought and my time.
Well, before we choose to barter, would you accept a gentleman's agreement? Just, to double check that we're all telling the truth and we're all on the same page. Would you willingly step into a zone of truth?
I do not wish to dirty my linens with your attempts to try to get one over on me. So no, I decline your offer to step into this zone of truth.
How would that get one over on you? That actually makes us all on the same page.
You see, the act of bartering has a little bit of deceit into it. If you're willing to barter, it means you don't want to pay the full price of an item, which is why you're bartering in the first place.
No.
Yes.
I don't seek any truth of the barter. Once the barter begins, I will drop the zone, I promise. How about that for a deal? And I reach my hand out.
Insight check.
That'll be a 17.
You see that his smile and joyful nature as he's like talking with you turns into like a look of disgust for a moment as he looks at your hand. No, see, that's okay. That's not a true barter. A true barter is a conversation and where we settle on an agreement where both parties are happy, and he does air quotes.
I'm literally not even talking about bartering, and I'm looking at Drell like, what is this guy talking about? I'm gonna do his own truth, make sure you have what we need, and then we'll do a barter.
Oh, you can see it right before you. And he waves his hand underneath a blue gem that is holding his robes together like a buckle. It is a blue, smooth gem, rather large. It looks like it fits into the divot between the arches. And he gestures to it. He's like, the key you seek is donned upon my person. It has been staring at you this whole time. It has been a part of this conversation since the moment you arrived.
Okay, I'll give that one to you. This guy's pretty good, Drell. He knows what we're after. He gets it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sold. Drell, barter.
Wait, what?
What? You got stuff, right?
Last time I bartered with an Ashe Borne, I was clashing with axes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, how did he get past you?
There was, you see like his face turns sour. There was a agreement on whether if they can get past or not. A bit of a brawl if they could get one over on me per se. And I don't think the way that they made it through was really fair because they didn't see the end of their deal or honor their deal. They started one, but yet did not finish. Left me unsatisfied.
Kind of just sounds like you're sad you lost.
No, there was no winner and no loser. The fight never finished. They ran through. I was foolish enough to tempt them with the gate open and, well, they took the opportunity and I learned a valuable lesson on how I should.
I don't even think you can open this gate. I look at Menace.
Yeah, I'm not sold either. I think he's lying.
Yeah, I think this is all fake.
Jib I am far too familiar of. You see, the last person that came across me and gave me something very valuable, very unique, something I've never seen before, filled with cosmic energy I've never witnessed, and gave me a piece of himself to don within my own chambers. And now it rests and illuminates my icy cavern with its amber glow. It is beautiful. Do you have something that could wow me?
I think so.
Because if not, then I'm not going to waste my time.
How about this? I lean over to Minas and I want to pull Dan into another room real quick so I could tell him what I want to do real quick. And then because I want your full reaction. And then so.
That'd be pretty funny. We've never done that before.
Dan, go down to the other chat real quick. Actually, let's just move Tony. Okay. Dan, offer him your glasses and mustache.
No! How could I?
That's hilarious.
You know he's going to say no, but I feel like it would be so fucking funny.
That is a good one.
I was going to straight up use it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, then,
you should use it, and if
I
not,
was straight up going to use it and try and pretend to be his mom or something.
oh my god, you got a 1 in 100 chance, right? 1 in 100.
Yeah, I do. I do.
right,
I like those odds.
Back up.
Hey, real quick. Is he supposed to be like a dragon?
Yeah, he's in a human form, but he's a dragon.
Okay.
So we just have to. We're just gonna end up fighting him, but
Probably.
I have.
yeah.
I haven't. Before we do,
Uh-huh.
I have something that he may. We'll try it. All right.
All right, I'm gonna bring.
Okay. I'll try the.
All right.
All right.
Don't ever do that to me again. That is rude. You don't know if I have anything to combat secrecy or hidden conversation between Drell and Minas.
And break. Okay. What were you saying? As I look back at him.
Steam is coming out of his ears. No.
I have an item that will wow you for sure. See, and I'm starting to circle him. I have something beyond your imagination. Because you thought I was Minas. But actually, I'm your mother. And I have my disguise glasses on when I get back around him.
Roll a D100.
I'm rolling it in D&D Beyond so everyone can see it. As much as I would like to do physical dice, I feel like it should. If this even gets remotely close to an 100, I'm going to freak out. Rolled was a 37.
Yes. Okay. Interesting that you would think that you're my mother.
It's been so long.
He shifts his gaze to Drell, unamused.
Guys, it's working.
I know. So how about we give you these glasses? That's actually it was the long con offering you something.
I'd be more willing to just take him on a spit.
Who?
As soon as he insults Minas, I finally have caught up. I've been slow walking this entire menacingly with my eyes glowing red, and I finally am next to Drell and Minas. Be like, don't you talk to him. I have something that you may want.
Oh, yes, see, this nice traveler has it. And then I slip and fall, and the glasses come off. See, it was me all along, but you thought it was your mother. I put the glasses away and sheepishly walk back to Drell.
Nice, good one, Minas. I think
He
you fell
totally
for it.
bought it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to take it, I think.
I go into my bag, I reach in, I grab the item, I take it out of my bag, extend my hand, and then finally open my hand. And it's the dragon eye that it has no properties, but I took it off of I think it was that green dragon that we fought forever ago.
This decayed eye you take out of the pocket. And you see he waves his hand, and a mage hand comes out. And you see that it looks very draconic. Sharp, icy blue. Picks up the eye, brings it closer to him to look at it. He goes, do you think this is some type of joke? Show me a piece of my own kin.
Oh shit! I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, I did think of it that way. Just hang on. I nudge them. I'm waiting for him to say anything else.
He crushes the eye in his hand
All right.
as it begins to goop and fall down. You have to be the 3 most lackluster individuals I have ever met within the North.
Your mom's lackluster.
You offer nothing of value. You show nothing of value. You throw limbs at me to try to intimidate me.
No, see, you missed what I was actually giving you. And as he was crushing the dragon eye, I summoned an alberation behind him, which is a beholderkin.
A what?
Huh? So you cast a spell?
Yes.
Roll initiative.
It's happening.
It's a beholderkin, so it's another eye.
So,
Oh my god.
how are you summoning a beholderkin?
So as he crushes the eye and starts talking ill will about us, what he didn't notice when he was giving his speech is that I summoned a beholderkin with summon aberration straight behind him.
This is something that he would get noticed right away. And as you go to cast a spell to summon this aberration behind him, that is where we're going to go ahead and roll initiative.
19 for Minus.
I got a 15.
Luckily, I already casted, so I got a 0 in initiative, which I didn't know was possible. So
So you go on 1. So, because you have a -1 to initiative. Awesome.
Insane.
As you go to cast this spell, you instantly see the person in front of you transform. Dark plumes of smoke, ice, and fog quickly erupt as if an explosion just went off right in front of you. The 3 of you are sent back instantly 60 feet and you are each going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you are sent flying south 60 feet as you tumble and roll across the snow. Ice and snow begin to crack and form as spires of ice erupt through the ground. The ground around Itmungul, where the human was standing, begins to crack and weigh into the ground and shard outwards in this immense force, this immense explosion. The clouds quickly become dark and cover the whole area before you, standing 80 feet tall with almost 100-foot wingspan. A gargantuan white dragon leers at you. The environment around you drastically changes as ice, rock, and frost erupt from the ground from the transformation of Itmungul, with the ground practically shattering around you with this blue, icy, deathly energy coming from it, with its mouth glowing, this brilliant blue frost, and it speaks in this deep, echoey, evil voice. You dare try to betray me in my own home? You will face the wrath of Itmungul. You will become statues within my icy caverns, and I will gaze upon you daily and laugh at your futile attempts to try to trick me. You belong to me. As you see as the frosty breath erupts from his mouth, and you notice a single piece of jewelry on this thick chain, this gem that is blue and smooth over. It is the gem you need to activate the gate, as each step thunders and bellows as he walks towards you. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
No.
Oh, so close.
I do have something to say now that we have started the encounter in the after show. How dare you throw a beholder at me? How dare you? How dare you?
It was too good. I was like, I have an eye. I know he's not going to like it. I need to do I have this. And then also I can summon another eye right behind him. And I think it's just funny.
Gotcha. So when you summon, so it's not really a beholder; it's a spirit of a beholder. Okay, gotcha.
It's a beholder's hopes and dreams manifested, you know?
Yes, and it has its own stat block. Interesting. Okay. I was like, I'm pretty familiar with all types of beholders, and I've never heard of a beholderkin. I realized it's from a spell specifically.
Yep.
Interesting.
I can summon what was that thing we fought in the sewers?
A slod?
Yeah, I can summon a slod also.
You literally just summon rains.
Yeah, right.
If that ever happens, that has got to be rains coming back.
Oh man. Yeah, I know how to use beholders real well, although this is definitely a weakened version of one, but it is still a great spell. Yeah, so with that being said, the three of you are facing an ancient white dragon. You've chose this. I just want to remind you going into the next session, you chose this. So looking forward to the next session. Looking forward to it. I may or may not have an evil smirk on my face.
This is going to be one of the tougher battles we've faced, I'm sure.
Maybe.
Let's be real. You knew it was going to get to this point anyways.
I gave you guys a choice, and you chose the Ancient Dragon.
Yeah, well, okay, first off, Minas didn't roll 100, so now we are here. So,
Oh, it's my fault.
yeah.
Yeah, our whole plan, literally 4 episodes ago, that's what we planned. It all fell through.
By the way, those at home wondering, he rolled a 35, which was not 100.
A 37.
37, sorry.
Yeah, it's the infinite magical glasses that I gave him at level 1.
I have something to say the second the next episode starts when we record it. Please let me have the first line because I got something funny.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wait, aren't you first in initiative?
I think I am. Unless he...
I was about to say, because when it happened last time, I was 0 initiative as well, and I was like, I have the coolest thing to do. It's like, okay, 4 people are going to take their turns before you go, and now go.
At least this time you got your thing off first.
I know, right? Right. I'm happy with that. I'm so happy.
That has to be the Armo strategy. Just cast whatever he wants to do before we start fighting.
Yeah.
Can't stop me now.
There's a D&D skit that jokes at that. It's like, no, I cast Mordecai's faithful watchdog before I came in. We didn't actually cast a spell.
It's too good.
Does anybody have any recommendations before we go on to the Patreon supporters?
Yeah, you got to go and watch that movie, Deadpool Wolverine, because it's a good movie.
Okay. Everyone has seen it by now.
I finally saw it.
I'm so happy. When I saw... We'll talk about it after the show. I have a comment about you seeing it.
Well, I have not seen it. So.
Let's not do spoilers.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, man. Well, he's been out of the home for a while, so I get it. He just got back. Big things.
Oh, man.
Big things. I got a solid rec that isn't a AAA movie.
Oh, so you just get to steal my rec, even though I just recommended one?
It's like Jared going, you should play what's that game? Dragon's Dogma, when it's the most like highly anticipated game ever.
Yeah, but it's still the rec. So
Yeah.
True.
we'll see you in the after show, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Fine.
Armo steps forward, his crimson eyes gleaming in the dim light of the basement. I've gathered you all here today in this eerie place because each of you possess a unique ability vital for our next mission. He raises a particular item and the surge of arcane energy bursts forth, enveloping the group. As their vision clears, they find themselves in a completely different world. It's time, everyone. Get ready. We need a grand distraction in the lobby, perfect for the Humbria's heroes. Hunter Husk, Dayden, Ripcord, Toby Large, John Carroll. You know the plan. On my mark. Escort Storm, Man with Glass, Johnny Tar, D&D Virgin, Autumnel, you're on lookout. If things go bad, you're our advantage. The rest of you with me, Sidget College alumni, go, go, go! Saint Chaos, blow the doors with the biggest fireball you've ever casted. Andrew Hall, take anyone down that dare moves. Mongo, be sure to subdue any onlookers. Sergio Rodriguez, take the elevator as your main objective. Punk, take the second elevator as a decoy. Keep them guessing on which floor we're going. Everyone else, with me. Let's go. Bloodshard Bandits, when we reach the top, you're up next. Rommel, cast darkness, blind everyone in the area. You two get information from the floor lead by any means necessary, either with Rain's persuasion or Sly's knife. Artemis, use your shield, plow through any guards or obstacles in our way. We'll be right behind you. Our artificer, Morgan Uther, cloned the key for the floor lead during the scuffle. Everyone be ready for phase 4. We're in the door, the vault stands in our way. Time to bring out the big guns, shadow smugglers, the dread. Create an illusion, locate all traps within this vault. Alora Donstar, you're on disarming all those traps. Find them quickly. Julius Kendrick, you're our arcane specialist. Crack that vault open. And as the vault opens, Reese approaches the mantle carefully and replaces the prized item with another book. Reese turns to Armos, a disappointed look on his face. All this for a book. Armos grins. Not just any book, my friend. The book. The new player's handbook. Now let's get out of here before Wizards of the Coast realize it's missing and sends their lawyers. To victory, rare loot, and hopefully no cease and desist letters.